What's up guys, Volt here bringing you a brand new Fast and Furious car remake. In today's remake, I'm bringing you the 1995 Volkswagen Jetta that Jesse drives in the Fast and the Furious. This was a decently highly requested car, and I'll put this on screen right now for you guys. So thank you very much for that. You know, it is kind of time to, I would say, pretty much complete the Fast and Furious first, main protagonist cars, and everyone always wanted the Jesse's Jetta. I did Vince's Maxima, I did Leon's Skyline, and I also did Letty's 240SX, as well as Dom's RX-7. So to complete the collection, or complete the set, you gotta have Jesse's Jetta. Now, I know this is not anything near close to a Jetta, but this is about the closest design we can get for a Jetta. It is the Sentinel Classic that I'm using here, and again, this is the best thing I could come up with for GTA Online. If you guys have anything better, then please let me know down in the comment section down below. Otherwise, I still think this is the best thing until they actually add a Jetta into the game. So as you see here, the car is in pretty much, white. There's not too much customization on this car. I will note that this car is modded, and the main reason I say that is because the rims actually have a pure white color to them, which you cannot get. The next best thing you could use would be a frost white. So if you guys think I'm cheating in actually having a modded car, I got this from a friend a long time ago and I decided to use it for this build. I didn't actually know it had, pure white rims on it until I actually started changing it, and this is what I came up with. I still think it looks great, and even the frost white rims look great. It's just not going to be as vibrant of a white as the pure white rims. But hopefully with the expanded and enhanced version, we actually get the option to add different colors, namely like the utility colors, the worn, as well as the epsilon, and the pure white, pure black, things like that. Be able to change rim color, maybe even basic color and all that stuff. So without further ado, let's just get right into the build. So to start things off, we're going to go to the internet. We're going to go to the Travel and Transport website. We're going to go down and we're going to go to the Southern San Andreas Super Autos website, and we're going to go down and you want to find yourself the Ubermact Sentienal Classic, part of the Doomsday Heist DLC. So if you did not do the Casino Heist DLC heist with this vehicle as a getaway vehicle, and it's fairly simple, you just need to do that. I think you can still use a street car and actually still get the car unlocked even though you don't use it as a getaway vehicle. It's still fun to do and you still get a decent bit of money with it. You're going to be paying $650,000 for it. If you actually did do the heist with the car, or unlocked it somehow with the trade price by doing the heist, which I've done most of them, so I got most of the trade prices. Because I mean, again, it's fun and it is actually a really decent way to make money. You're gonna be paying $487,500 for it. So a rough estimate of $500,000, or a rough estimate of about $650,000 to $700,000 for a collection, to complete a collection of a movie type car design. I think that's pretty good. So once you have your color, and you have your color, meet me at the Los Santos car meet location, which I'm at right now. So let's just get right into the mod in the vehicle. So the Ubermacht Sentienal Classics in the sports category. Don't buy this if you're going to be doing races, because this car is not very performance great. It's not super great in performance, so it's definitely not a racing vehicle you want to use. So as I go over all my builds, I go over the overall look, the visual appearance, and the basic design of the car and how it's portrayed in the movie, game, or anywhere else in general itself. Anything I don't go over is completely up to you. I just put a few staples in if you want to recreate my build or use some things that I use from my build to build your own, then you're more than welcome to, and you just follow along in the video. Again, this is my take, my rendition of the actual car in game that you can actually make, and this is about the closest thing I could come up with. So without further ado, let's just get into the build. So to start things off, we're going to go to bumpers. You want to go to front bumper, and you want to keep the stock bumper. Now, I think this is the best option because it still had the kind of open grilled bottom part to the bumper there. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the complete bumper option there, and you don't want to put a carbon lip on it. It's not a very good choice, and it didn't have a carbon lip to it. Also, the other ones, they just take away that front grille option. You want to make sure it does have those front horizontal grille, I don't know, lattice type design to it, all the way across in the bottom. I'll kind of point in the picture, maybe, somewhere you can see what I'm talking about. It's the best option you could do for the build. From there, move on to the rear bumpers. You just want to keep that stock. Again, you don't really change it to a secondary color, carbon, or sticker bomb. After that, move on to the chassis. You want to keep the stock chassis. Now, I know in real life the car actually had a roll cage, and the roll cage was red, I believe. Now, the sad thing is, this is the roll cage right here, the street half cage, was pretty much the one that they would use for the actual car. That was actually in the real life car. The sad thing is, they didn't actually use this in the actual car during the movie. I think it was after the movie they actually installed the roll cage. I mean, you could take it what you want with it. You can put the roll cage in if you really wish. Me personally, I'm just gonna keep it out of it. It also changes the seats, and I think the seats like this actually fit a lot better for a stock design build than the other things. As you can see here, I'm gonna go into it. These are the stock seats. These are the race car seats that you get for the street cage. I mean, personally, I'm just gonna stick with the stock design to save a little bit more money. And again, I didn't see a roll cage in the movie, so I didn't add one, but I found out later on that they did have a roll cage in the car, or possibly had a roll cage in the car after the movie was shot. I mean, you could take with it what you want and build it however you want. It is your car and your money. Spend it however you wish. After that, I move on to the exhaust. I went with the stock exhaust. Main reason is because the exhaust is on the left-hand side and it was like double tipped. Sad thing is we can't get that in the game, but we can still get the color and type of design that the exhaust was. So I would definitely go with the stock exhaust. It's about the best option. There is the chrome tipped, which looks a little bit too vibrant in my personal opinion. It looks more like an aluminum type color. Titanium, it's color tipped. You don't want that. Chrome tipped. You could probably go for a chrome tip personally, but I think it's a little bit too dark. And the aluminum tip is way too bright. Again, it's almost like the chrome tip. Me personally, I'm just gonna stick with a stock. I think it looks great as a stock, and it just fits the car a lot better. From there, we move on to the fenders. I kept the stock fenders. Again, you don't want to change the color of them. You don't want to make them carbon. And you definitely don't want to make them sticker bomb. From there, move on to the grille. I kept with the stock grille. Main reason is because it didn't have headlight wipers or tape or lights on the front. So just nice, clean stock grille. From there, move on to the hood. I just kept the stock hood, mainly because you don't really want to add anything to it. All the other ones add like vents, hood cowls, you know, it actually increases the height of the hood, changes it quite a bit. And again, the hood wasn't like really big or anything. The only thing I would say that it might be, other than the stock hood, would be the lifted hood, just because it lifts it up a little bit. But in the video and like the pictures I saw, I didn't see it lifted. So me personally, I'm just gonna stick with the stock hood. I think it looks clean. I think it looks great. It still has the kind of like lines down the side, as you can see here. I don't know if you can really see them too well. You can see it on this side a lot better than this one, because this one has the glare on it. This one has the shadow, so you can see the shadow design. But this is the hood that actually looks really well for Jesse's Jetta. So I just would stick with personally the stock hood. From there, move on to the lights. You want to go to headlights. You just want to keep them stock. I wouldn't change them. It was an older type car in 1995. I don't think they would have white lights on it or even xenons. So I just keep them stock, give that nice old car like light type look to it. After that, move on to the neon kits. Neon layout's gonna be none, because I didn't see any neon on the car, and I don't believe it had any neon on the car. So I would just keep none. Save yourself the money. If I find out, or if anyone knows that it had neon on it, maybe like a blue or something, which that would fit the car a lot better, let me know. I will be more than happy to change it. Put you in the top pinned comment down below as credit. I would actually help out a lot of people that actually want to recreate the car. I try to get my cars as accurate as I can. Sometimes I miss a few things, and you guys always let me know. And that's why I love you guys so much. I appreciate you guys so much that you actually help pretty much design and build these cars. So again, I say none, but let me know down in the comment section down below. Again, neon color is going to be none because we don't have anything on it. So there you go. From there, move on to the livery. You just want to keep that with none. All these liveries have like different designs, like sponsors and a whole fill out of design of this car. I would say none personally. The main reason is because of the design that I came up with on the side. Kind of represents his livery to an extent, and I'll go over that once we get to it, but I would say for the most part, I would just keep it none. From there, we move on to the plate, and the plate you want to go for is the blue and white 2. The custom plate you actually want to put on that was actually on the car in the movie. Again, I found out a lot of plates from the movie, so this is the plate that's on Jesse's Jetta. It is 4VTQ952. Again, that is 4VTQ952. And that is the custom plate that's in the car in the movie, and I would say probably most likely in real life as well. And that is the custom plate you want to put on that I made for this car. People wonder why I always make custom plates for it, mainly because I want to make my collection as accurate as possible. And getting the plate from the movie, you can't get much more accurate than that, personally. Like, you had the design, sure, okay, that fits. But do you have the plate? That's a lot of things people miss. And I try not to miss them if I can. So that's why I do the plate anyways. If you guys don't want to do the plate, that's your choice. If you don't have the option to do so, you can use the bluestacks.com. Actually download the emulator for a phone, download the iFruit app, and do it that way. It's super simple. If you have a computer or possibly even a tablet, it works that way. If you don't have a cell phone yourself to use the app, it's still a really great way to do it. And that's what I do anymore, because it's really nice to do, and I appreciate the guy that actually gave me the option to do so. Same respray for last, we move on to the roof. You want to put the aerial on. Now, mainly because in the movie, they actually had an aerial on the roof. Probably in real life as well, on the real life car. it actually had the aerial as well, but it adds a little bit more flair and design, and it also just screams Jesse's build a lot closer than most other cars. Most other cars do not have this aerial option for the roof. So this is the main reason why I chose the Sentinel Classic. So again, I would definitely add the aerial. You're probably not going to be spending more than $3,000. Hopefully a lot of people that actually recreate this build that you guys watch, other than me, because I know a lot of people watch other people build cars than me, actually get it accurate and actually do add the aerial in this. So there you go. From there, move on to the skirts. I went with the stock skirts. No, I know some people actually went with the secondary skirts, kind of get that livery like design on the side there. Me personally, you know, the car was all white and he had like the livery on the side, so I just wanted to keep with the stock skirts. And I'll go over why. Like, the secondary color is that color. It's mainly because the livery of his car was like a lighter blue, so that's why I went with the secondary color like that. I'll go over that in a little bit. I think my design looks really great, you know, for no livery. You know, the livery is like the secondary color, that stripe just kind of fits it in my personal opinion. It's not the greatest, but you know, if you look at it, you can I can tell that it is Jesse's Jetta in my personal opinion. It just looks really close to the build, and I think it just kind of screams his car, his colors, his design. I would say secondary skirt, not a great option in my personal opinion, but again, you guys can build it however you wish. From there, move on to the spoiler. I went with the classic spoiler. This spoiler fits really well for his build. I think it is relatively close, if not almost exact, to the one that's actually on the real life Jetta. So, and the one from the movie, of course. But, you know, I think this works really well, and this is the one I went for. Again, all the other ones are just a little bit like color-coded, carbon, and they just don't fit that well. Yeah, they just, no. Nope. Absolutely not. So I definitely would go with the classic spoiler. From there, move on to the suspension. I went with the lowered suspension. Main reason is it was lowered like a small amount. I wouldn't say it was lowered to a street or a sport. I would say no more than a lowered. If you really wanted to push the boundaries, I would say maybe a street. But I mean, from the pictures, videos, and all that stuff I saw, it wasn't lowered that much. So I would just personally stick with a lowered, and that's what I'm going to go for. From there, we move on to the turbo. Now this one, unfortunately, it wasn't turbo tuned. It was it was not very performance enhanced. It was more of a visual aspect to the car, not really like performance wise. So you can add a turbo if you really wish. Personally, in my personal opinion, I wouldn't, because it wasn't added to the real life car. And you don't really hear a turbo when he's racing Johnny Tran, you know, at Race Wars. So me personally, I'm gonna stick with none. But that's just me. From there, move on to the wheels. You want to go to wheel type, you want to go to the street category, and you want to put on the Truffade concave rims. These are the rims I have on my build. Now, there is another option that you can use that works really well. Again, when I do my rims, and I try to design the rims from GT Online to real life rims, the main thing I try to go for is 1, the number of spokes on the rims, 2, the kind of design of the rim, as well as 3, how deep dish or how concave, like how much they're sunken in, or flush with the actual rim. So for these, I think the Truffade concave are a bit different, but they work really well. They're 7-spoked, they have like the same white design to them. Another option that a lot of people probably go for, and again, it is a really viable option, is if you go to the stock rims of the sport category, you want to go down and you want to find yourself the Duper 7s. I believe I put these on my Brian's Eclipse from the very first movie. Again, I think they fit really well as well. They're 7-spoked, they're symmetrical with the actual rim. I might even change my mind and put these on a little bit later on. You guys can let me know what you think of them. If you guys choose these over the ones that I chose, you're more than welcome to. And you might even change my mind down in the comment section to say, oh man, I like the Duper 7s better than, you know, the Truffade concaves. And, you know, you might even change my mind. Like I said, I might change my mind and change the top pin comment about it. But as of right now, I would definitely just go with the street category, Truffade concave rims. From there, move on to the wheel color. Now, again, my wheel color is modded to a pure white, which you cannot get in the actual game as of right now. So I do apologize, but again, another great option that is relatively close. It's just the pure white's a lot brighter. Oh, not a lot brighter, a little bit brighter, is the frost white. You want to go for the frost white rims if you do not have a modded car. If you do have a modded car, then I would just stick with the pure white rims. But if you don't, go with that frost white. It looks really great. And again, if you look at the change from here to there, it's a very, very subtle difference. The nice thing about the modded rims is they're a lot more vibrant, a lot more white. But again, I say the frost white is still a great option if you don't have modded rims. Maybe you guys won't like my build because it is a modded vehicle I'm using, but I'm using it and showing you guys what I would go for if it was me building the car as is. So again, frost white, again, it's very subtle change of the white. The pure white is just a lot more vibrant, it looks better, but the frost white is still a viable option. From there, move on to the tires. Tire design is going to be nothing, so don't worry about adding anything on that. Tire enhancements, you can add bulletproof tires on if you wish. More realistic, if you don't, I would just add standard tires personally. And tire smoke is going to be white tire smoke. Last before the resprays windows, and I went with a light smoke. I would say it had a little tiny bit of tint. If anything, it might not have had any tint at all. But I feel like a little bit of tint just kind of makes it, you know, a little bit more mysterious type looking. Especially when you look at it from when they're showing up to the shop at the very first time. When Brian's sitting there eating his tuna sandwich. So yeah, I would say just adding a little bit of light smoke is really good. I personally wouldn't go any more than a dark smoke, but that is just me. I would just say a light smoke is relatively close to the actual real life build. Alright, and I'll see you guys in 2 seconds with a rolled steel primer color. Alright, and we're back. As you can see, I have my car in my primered out rolled steel. Pretty much what I always do for all my builds, that way you know if it's an LSC color, a custom crew color. That way I don't lie to you and say it's an LSC color, but it's actually a custom crew color. You need to ask me to change the crew color for you, which most likely it will be this color for a little bit once I put the build up. Or you can add the RGB or hex code down in the description below to your own crew and, you know, change it up yourself. This time it is going to be pretty much both. I'm going to be using an LSC color and a custom crew color. Now the main reason for this is I will go over in a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the primary color. And you want to get that nice white colors. You want to go to the classic colors, you want to go down to the bottom, and you want to put on a nice ice white. This is going to get the base design of the actual car pretty much all white, and that's what you want to do. From there, we move on to the secondary color. Now, the secondary color is going to be his livery, and that's kind of what I came up for the custom crew color that I'm using. Now, I used this custom crew color before for Mia's 1994 Acura Integra LS. Main reason for this is because I believe his livery is like a teal, like a lighter blue, like teal color to it. Not like an ultra blue, it's just too blue in my personal opinion. So the thing I went for was the custom crew color of Mia's, you know, Acura that I made. Again, hex code will be on screen right now. So there you go. You want to just go to crew, and you just want to put that right in there. It just looks really well. It fits the design really well as well, and I just think it fits the livery color really great as well. Like, it just kind of adds that little bit of extra oomph to the livery design. So I'm just going to apply that real quick. And then after we do that, we go to the trim color. You just want to make that sure that's a nice graphite color. And that is it. That is how you recreate the 1995 Volkswagen Jetta that Jesse drives in the Fast and the Furious. Again, it was his dad's car, I believe, and I think the Sentinel Classic actually works really well for this build. It's got a lot of components that are actually on the car from the movie and in real life, and it just fits the build really nicely since we don't have a Jetta in the game. I still think it looks relatively close to the body shape, design, the color of the rims, you know, the aerial on top, and all that stuff actually looks really, really nice. So I think it turned out really good. You guys can let me know what you think. So it looks like it's 14, which should be a decent bit of time to go outside. So we're going to go outside. Alright, we're outside. I'm going to do a little spin for you guys outside real quick. We'll just do a little bit faster so I don't make this video too long, because I know you guys get really annoyed when you hear the video being so long, or seeing the video being so long. The only bad thing about the secondary color is it actually goes on the grille color, which is very unfortunate. It also goes all the way around the bumper as well, the rear and the front. But I mean, it still fits really well. I think it's color, like, doesn't it look like his colors? I think it does. Again, you guys let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. So let's go for a little bit of a drive. Yeah, so even without a turbo, this car performance isn't even that great. I mean, even if you add a turbo, it's not really that great. The handling on it, though, is fairly decent. I kind of like it. I get the feeling of a Jetta from it, personally, but that's, again, just me. I don't really know what a Jetta drives like because I don't have a Jetta. But yeah, overall, I'm happy with the build for not having a Volkswagen Jetta in the game or anything close to Jesse's Jetta in the game. I think it looks really close. I think it looks really good. And to complete the collection that I have of, you know, like the main characters of the movie, you know, Jesse, Letty, Leon, Vince, Dom, Brian, Mia, of course, and, you know, a few others. I think it looks really nice, and this is, again, another car that's going to go to my collection. But yeah, I think that's where I'm going to be wrapping up the video. So as always, guys, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment down in the comment section down below for what build you want to see next, I'm always happy and always thrilled to see you guys' requests down there, as well as, you know, talk to you guys, interact with you guys, all that stuff. Because, you know, again, without you guys, this channel wouldn't exist. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much going to be it. So, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the love and support. And I definitely hope to see you guys in the next one. I'll catch you guys later. I'm out. Peace.